And what I could only describe as a throwback to the zombie movies of old. Yummy, the title throws you off, but the zombie movie is freaking crazy. Totally off the wall, bonkers, but really fun. What a zombie movie should be. You go back, it's like it harkens back to the Night of the Living Dead, Return of the Dead, you know, Day of the Dead, where it looks just like, especially Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, especially the zombies look exactly like those type of zombies. It's not the fast walking kind, and I don't mind that. You know, I'm not saying I don't like those zombie movies, but when watching this movie, overall, it took me back to George Romero's zombies, and even a little bit of The Walking Dead, a little bit of not real fancy zombies, just straight up, in your face, old school zombies. And these guys really did an amazing job. It's a Shudder, a streaming service, is a Shudder original film, and I really, really just liked the story, how original it was. Now, of course, zombies aren't original because it goes way back about to like I could say probably in the 50s, maybe, but I know that it came to prominence when Night of the Living Dead first was released. In this movie, it stars two protagonists in here. You have Allison, who's going to a hospital where this whole thing takes place to get a breast reduction, and her doting boyfriend Michael, who will do anything to please her and anything to make her feel better. Because you saw the scene where you had these guys ogling her, and it totally just puts into her head, this is the reason why I'm going to this doctor hospital to get a cosmetic surgery to reduce her breast. And they get there, and even the mom is, I guess, doing a tummy tuck because you see them, kind of marking her stomach. So I figured that's what it was. But then that guy character of Michael, he inadvertently unleashes a person with a virus. This woman who was naked, strapped to a gurney, and when he removes her mask, she's able to bite through her straps that's holding her down, and that's when the all hell is broken loose. All hell is unleashed onto this hospital. Everybody starts getting killed. Everybody starts turning into zombies, and Michael, Allison, and the rest of the other characters are in a fight for their life. One by one, they're being killed off. Amazing, just brutality, especially when these guys are killing the zombies and you see this blood just splurting everywhere and stuff just flying all over the place. And you can tell a lot of it, you can tell it's like CGI. A lot of the splatter and all that stuff, it really looks unnatural. It doesn't look like it's realistic, but what do you expect? It's a zombie movie, right? So you expect all that just insane amounts of blood and guts and all that stuff. And these guys got to survive, right? And along the way, you get these hilarious bits as well, where there's this guy who is a famous TV star or movie star, and he's getting a penis enlargement. And then this girl is kind of enamored with him. She recognizes him from TV, and they figure they're gonna die. So she's like, well, if we're gonna die, especially the guy says, okay, if we're gonna die, let's do this, but you gotta be gentle with me. And he actually shows, I don't know if this is real penis or not, he unravels it. He admits, hey, I'm not supposed to take the stitchings off yet, or the wrapping off of it yet. And then they're done, and then he goes to cool it off, wash it off, and then somehow I guess he turned on the hot water, and it kind of burned him a little bit, so he put some stuff, oil or whatever, to wrap on it. And then she's like she has a lighter and she's trying to look at what the cream is. And then I said, she's going to drop it. She drops the lighter onto his member is on his member there, and it catches on fire, and I totally just laughed out loud. It was hilarious. She gets a fire extinguisher and she ends up putting out the fire, but then it freezes his thing up, and then the tip falls off. And then he's just like, you know what? I gotta go see a doctor. I gotta go see a doctor. I'm like, really? In this, zombie infested hospital? And then when he goes out the door, he ends up being, fed on by the zombies. And there was a point when Michael, the character, he's a hemophobic, so he can't stand the sight of blood. He ends up seemingly dying. He gets electrocuted, falls to his head, blood's coming out of his head. He wakes up, not affected. I thought he died. I thought he was gonna be a zombie. No. He's in the fight with Allison and the rest of them. She loses her mom along the way because she turns into a zombie because she's bit. And she takes a axe and, has to hit her twice in the head to kill her mom. And there was another, I don't know what it was with Michael, because, as they're fighting for their life and they're losing one by one, losing these individuals. It's up to the remaining three, and they're in a tunnel trying to get out of the way. They're trying to get up. Every time they go up, one girl who they rescued, she goes out the little small window, and the military, whoever they were, the special force, whatever, are pretty much saying that whoever comes out of that hospital is going to be shot dead on first sight. She's running, he gets shot and killed. The one guy, I'm trying to remember if his name is William, but the blonde-haired guy, spiky hair, looked like Billy Idol. He gets bit because he gets lured in by this other nurse who has a secret that she knew about all along about that one zombified or virus-carrying, woman that Michael inadvertently, unleashed. And she lures him in because she knows that he knows her secret. He gets bit, and then he kills her. And then he says that, oh, the zombie got her. And then, they're able to get away from, the zombies, and the three of them. They make it to the end. There's a thing there. And then the thing that sucks about Allison was that she pushed up a manhole cover, and the military guy saw her hand, and then he has the tank roll over the manhole, or the manhole cover. I guess the wheel was on top of it so that no one could come out. Her hand was caught, and then Michael had to cut her fingers off. And going through all that, they're going down some more. They make it to the end. She's able to get out of a manhole cover, and she's out there waiting. And then Michael, out of pretty much being the guy that he is, he sacrifices himself. For the meantime, he pushes, he lets the other guy up. And then when he seemingly looks like he's going to be, probably food for the zombies, there's another guy who is actually no, I don't think it was him, because I think he was pretty eaten up. But maybe it was him. I think it was him. Yeah, the guy who was the actor guy who had a penis enlargement, and he's running towards Michael, and Michael is able to kill him. Takes one of his ribs and stabs him in the head, and then comes up with a genius idea. He pulls out his intestines. I tell you, this is a crazy movie. Pulls out intestines, and then he sees the guy up there. He throws the I guess Daniel is his name. I'm trying to remember. I think I remember his name. His name is what starts with a D. And then he just looks at it and lets the intestine drop. And then he just covers the manhole cover and pretty much is letting his girlfriend know that he's dead. He didn't say so, but he just figures, okay, let's go. There you go. And then Michael's able to. Now earlier, when they were caught, when a bunch of them they were still alive, they wanted to find a way to stop the zombies as they try to get out. He gets this EKG thing, and I forgot the other stuff, that liquid and stuff that he was going to use to blow away the door so that they can blow the door open and then get away from the zombies. But then what happens is that his girlfriend just goes, And he opens it the other way, and then, like, he's just like dejected. And then the first zombie comes is coming, the first one, and he puts the thing on her, and then I go, okay, that was gonna explode, but it didn't. But then it came into play at the end when she's coming, all the other zombies, and then he presses the button, and he says, we're all gonna go to hell together." And all of a sudden, a big old explosion as she's driving away, Allison, because she no realized that, and also Michael realized when he refused to catch the intestine that he was bit, because he was bit when the girl lured Daniel in so that she could kill him. And then he turns. He thought, but before he turns, he wants to have sex with her because he's thinking, like, I'm gonna have a piece of this before I die. And she's able to stab him in the back with a pick. He falls out of the car, and she's about to drive off, and then he's behind the car, and she backs up into a barricade, and then pretty much half of him is cut away, and then she goes and finishes him off, and then she drives off. Now, Michael, I don't know what the hell is up with this guy, because blew them up, pretty good explosion, but he was still alive. He was covered in whatever stuff, the zombies, whatever. But there's something there. I don't know if they're gonna have a I don't know what it was, but because the way the movie ended, there's not going to be an explanation. Him being, you know what I mean? Because she's driving, she's going past all these zombies, and they all are covered in that goo, so you can't really recognize it in any of them. She's driving, in comes Michael into the frame, and then he's facing her car, and he's going like this to stop him, and then she sees his face right before, slams into him. His face is up against the thing. She notices it's Michael, and then she loses control of the car, and she slams into the tree, and then she has a big old gash on her head, and she's dead. And then end credits, and that's how it ended. So I guess it's cut and dry, and it's probably going to be just contained in that area, and that's it. Or is there going to be a sequel? I don't know, but I would like to know why. How is it that Michael was able to make it through all that stuff? Does he have some special type of thing in him that he doesn't realize? I don't know, because that first time he was electrocuted, and then he falls on his head, hits his head, and all his blood's coming out. He gets up and he says woozy. We see a little bit of shades of vision problems, and I'm thinking he's turning into a zombie and stuff. He's looking at the blood and stuff like that. And then he pretty much uses that EKG with whatever that solution is that causes the explosion. He didn't die. I mean, he was pretty much damaged. He was limping like a zombie, but he was still Michael. So I don't understand how that happened. That was kind of an odd thing. But that's the movie in a nutshell. And I really enjoyed it because, like I said, it takes me back to the old zombie films and the craziness of Revenge of the Dead. Remember those where it was more of a comical effect than the seriousness of Night of the Living Dead and Day of the Dead. And even though Day of the Dead had a lot of funny moments in there, like when he's in the shopping mall and then that one guy is being eaten and then half of his body is getting dragged away from him, and he's looking at and seeing it. And there's some elements there, but this one really was just like a lot of fun. It had a lot of Shot of the Dead in it with the humor and that a lot of funny moments that it's just so hilarious. Made me laugh out loud. And then some moment I'm like, oh, like the one girl zombie body's half body, bottom part of the body's gone, and she's taking the soup that's coming out of her body, that gook, and she's like eating it and like this. And I was like, you know what I mean? It's like, this is just crazy. That's one of those insane moments in this movie, man. And it's like, I totally recommend this movie, and Shudder really did a good job. A great original film for their streaming service. And it was just a lot of fun. And I love this horror movie. It really was good. It's right up there with, pretty much going to be right up there with my favorites when it comes to this genre of film. And for those of you who are all about zombie movies, check it out. For those of you who see this video, because it really is crazy, insane, off the walls. It's bonkers, but it's a lot of fun. And you want some gore, and you want some old-fashioned, old-school zombies. check this movie out because it really is an amazing, fun time to just when you want to watch a zombie movie. Here you go. It was really good, really good. But I can't say enough about this movie. Is I just said it, and there you go. Well, that's my video and my review of the Shudder original zombie movie titled Yummy that takes place in a hospital. And really, truly a great addition to the zombie film genre. Great job. And well, that's my thoughts on this film. And for those of you who stopped by and checked it out, I appreciate it. And in closing it, as always, take care. Please remember to subscribe, click like, and click the bell icon for all notifications on this channel.